The fake mentor. Natasha spent 2 years raising Emma like a daughter. She taught her everything, shared her secrets, opened every door, but Emma was writing down every mistake Natasha made in a secret file. When Emma showed that file to the CEO, Natasha was humiliated and demoted. Emma took her chair. 6 months later, Natasha walked into the CEO's office with one folder. What was inside destroyed Emma's career in 15 minutes. Hey everyone! This shocking story of betrayal comes from the internet. Names and details have been changed for privacy, and what happened between the mentors in Prote will make you question who you can really trust at work. Let's dive in. Natasha Kumar had worked her way up from junior copywriter to creative director, GWT, New York, over 15 years. At 38, she was at the top of her game, leading campaigns for Fortune 500 clients, managing a team of 25 creatives, pulling in $12 million in annual revenue from the agency. She'd fought hard for the position. As an Indian-American woman in advertising, she'd faced everyone's stereotype, every microaggression, every doubt, but she'd proven herself over and over again. In September 2021, a junior art director joined her team, Emma White. Emma was 26, fresh-faced, blonde, with a portfolio that showed real talent. But more importantly, she was humble. At her first team meeting, she raised her hand nervously. "Miss Kumar, I just want to say I followed your work for years. The Nike campaign you did in 2019, that's why I got into advertising. I would be honored if you'd consider mentoring me." Natasha's heart softened. She saw herself 12 years ago, hungry, eager, looking for someone to believe in her. "Call me Natasha," she smiled. "And yes, I'd be happy to mentor you." Over the next 2 years, Natasha poured everything into Emma. She taught her how to pitch to clients without showing fears. She shared her network, introducing Emma to VPs, creative directors at the other agencies, even the CEO Richard Morrison. She let Emma shadow her in high-stakes meetings. She reviewed Emma's works line by line, helping her improve. When Emma landed in her first solo client presentation, Natasha coached her for hours. "You've got this," Natasha said, squeezing Emma's shoulder. "Just remember everything I taught you." Emma hugged her. "Thank you, Natasha. I wouldn't be there without you. You're like a mother to me." Natasha felt a lump in her throat. She'd never had children. Emma felt something she didn't know was empty. "You're going to do great things, Emma," Natasha said warmly. "I believe in you." What Natasha didn't know was that Emma kept a secret document on her laptop, Natasha Kumar Performance Issue Point Doc. Every time a client seemed unhappy, Emma documented it. Every time a deadline was tight, Emma noted it. Every time Natasha delegated work, Emma wrote, unable to handle workload independently. Every casual complaint from a team member, Emma recorded it. For 2 years, Emma built a case against the woman who trusted her most. By 2023, Emma had been promoted to senior art director, thanks largely to Natasha's recommendations, but Emma wanted more. She wanted Natasha's job. Emma started having secrets lunch with Mark Stevens, creative director of BBH, GWT's biggest competitor. "What would it take for you to come for work for us?" Mark asked. "I want creative director," Emma said confidently, "and I can bring you GWT's 3 biggest clients, Nike, Delta Airlines, and Coca-Cola." Mark raised an eyebrow. "Those are Natasha Kumar accounts. How would you leave that to me?" Emma smiled. "Just have an offer ready." Over the next 4 months, Emma carefully sabotaged Natasha's project. When Natasha delegated the Nike pitch to Emma, Emma intentionally created work that was good, but not great. The client was underwhelmed. Emma documented Natasha's vision's losing edge with key client. When a crucial Coca-Cola deadline approached, Emma accidentally sent the wrong files to the client. The presentation had to be rescheduled. Emma documented missed critical deadline, quality control issues. When Delta's VP mentioned her preferred a different creative direction, Emma agreed enthusiastically and later wrote, client expressing dissatisfaction with Natasha's leadership. None of these were favorable offices, but together they painted a picture of someone losing their grip. And Natasha? She trusted Emma completely when projects didn't go perfectly. Natasha blamed herself, not suspecting sabotage from the person she raised from nothing. In March 2024, Emma scheduled a private meeting with CEO Richard Morrison. Richard, this is incredibly difficult for me, Emma said, her voice shaking. Natasha has been like a mother to me, but I'd be failing the company if I didn't bring this to your attention. She slid a printed document across his desk, 47 pages. What is this? Richard asked. A record of concerning performance issues over the past 2 years, Emma said sadly. I've tried to corner her for help, to help her, but I'm worried she's burning out. Clients are unhappy, deadlines are being missed. The team is frustrated. Richard flipped through the documents. His expression grew concerned. Why didn't she report any of this herself? I think she's in denial, Emma said. She's been in the top for so long, she can't see that things are slipping. I love Natasha, Richard. I really do. But we're about to lose Nike. We've already had 2 tense calls with Coca-Cola. I thought you should know. Richard was quiet for a long moment. Thank you for your bringing this to me, Emma. I know that took courage. 2 days later, Richard called Natasha into his office. Natasha, we need to talk about your performance. Natasha looked confused. My performance? Richard, my division just hit $12 million in revenue. I've received reports that several clients are unhappy, that you're missing deadlines, delegating too much, losing your creative edge. What? From who? That's confidential, but these are serious concerns, Natasha. I'm going to have to make some changes. Natasha felt the room spinning. What kind of change? I'm moving you to senior art director, effective immediately. Emma White will be taking over as creative director. Emma? Natasha stood up, shocked. Richard, I trained Emma. She's only been here 2 years. She's shown exceptional initiative in leadership, Richard said firmly. And frankly, Natasha, she's brought concerns to my attention that you should have addressed yourself. What concerns, Richard? Please let me see what she said. The decision is final. I'm sorry, Natasha. Natasha walked out of Richard's office in daze. Her assistant Monica looked up with sympathetic eyes. Word had already spread. Emma was waiting for by Natasha's office. Her face was perfectly arranged in an expression of concern. Natasha, I just heard, I'm sorry. Don't, Natasha's voice called. Don't you dare. I tried to tell Richard it was too harsh. You did this. Natasha stared at her. You went to Richard. What did you tell him? I was worried about you, about the team. I thought I was helping. Get away from me, Natasha said quietly. Get the hell away from me. Emma's mask slipped for just a second. A teeny smile flickered across her face before she caught herself. I understand you're upset, and you're all ready to talk. I'll be here. Emma walked away, her heels clicking confidently on her marble floor. Natasha closed her office door and cried for the first time in 10 years. The next 6 months were the most Natasha's life. Emma moved into Natasha's office, the corner office with floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking Madison Avenue. Natasha was moved to a cubicle. Emma now led the creative meetings. Natasha sat in the back silent. Emma took clients' dinners with Nike, Coca-Cola, Delta. Natasha wasn't invited. Younger employees who used to respect Natasha now whispered when she walked by. Isn't that the woman who got demoted? Emma made it worse by being publicly supportive. Natasha is such a valuable member of the team. Emma would say in meetings, her experience is irreplaceable, with just enough pity in her voice to be humiliating. Natasha thought about quitting every single day, but something inside her refused to give Emma that satisfaction. Late one night, Natasha sat alone in her cubicle, staring at her computer. She opened her old files, looking through 2 years of projects with Emma, and that's when she noticed something odd. In that shared drive, Natasha found a folder she didn't remember creating, Emma Projects Backup. Inside were original drafts of work Emma had submitted to clients, work that Natasha had reviewed and approved. But when Natasha compared them to what was actually sent to clients, they were different. The Nike pitch Emma had run, Natasha's original notes called for bold, athletic imagery, but the vision sent to the client was watered down, corporate, safe. No wonder Nike was disappointed. The Coca-Cola deadline Emma accidentally missed. Natasha found emails in her trash folder, emails Emma had sent but then released before Natasha could read them. Emma had sent the wrong files deliberately, then deleted the evidence. Natasha's hands trembled as she dug deeper. She found Emma's calendar, which she'd once had access to as her mentor in 2023, and had regular lunch meetings labeled personal. Natasha called her old friend David, who worked in BBH. David, do you guys have anyone within initials MS in leadership? Yeah, Mark Stevens, creative director. Why? Has Emma White been in contact with him? There was a pause. Natasha, I probably shouldn't say this, but Mark's been telling people he's about to land 3 major GWT clients, and rumor is Emma White is coming over as creative director in the next few months. Everything clicked into place. Emma had been planning to leave all along, but she needed to destroy Natasha first, to make herself look like a savior stepping in for a failing leader. Then she'd take GWT's clients to BBH and cement her new position. Natasha hired a private investigator named Carol Chen, who specialized in corporate espionage. I need everything, Natasha said. Emails, text message, phone records. If you can't get them legally, I need proof. Carol worked for 3 weeks and she delivered. Emails between Emma and Mark Stevens planning the whole things. Text message where Emma laughed about her old woman finally going down. Natasha Kumar performance issues dog had been created the same week Emma started at GWT. Emma had been planning this for 2 years. Natasha scheduled a meeting with CEO Richard Morrison, just the two of them. She walked into his office carrying a single manila folder. Richard, thank you for seeing me. Natasha, if this is about your position again, it's about Emma White, Natasha said calmly. And it's about, in fact, that she's been systematically sabotaging this company for 2 years while planning to defect to BB8 with our 3 biggest clients. Richard frowned. That's a serious accusation. I have proof. Natasha opened the folder. Email correspondence between Emma and Mark Stevens at BBH, dating back 18 months, planning her move and discussing how to bring our clients with her. She showed him the metadata, and I have recorded phone call Emma explicitly states she's manipulating you, me, and this entire company. She pressed play. Emma's voice filled the out. Richard's eating out of my hand. Natasha's completely broken. In 3 months, I'll move to BBH with Nike, Coca-Cola, and Delta. Mark's offering me $200,000 in creative director. This whole mentor thing, best investment I've ever made. You should have seen Natasha's face when Richard demoted her. Pathetic. Richard's face turned red, then white. When did you get this? 2 weeks ago. I've been verifying everything before I brought it to you. Richard, Emma played all of us. She used to learn the business gains credibility and access to clients. Then she sabotaged my work to make herself look good by compression, and now she's about to walk out with our most valuable records. 10 minutes later, Emma walked in, confident and smiling. Richard, you wanted to see me? She froze when she saw Natasha. Sit down, Emma, Richard said coldly. Emma said slowly, her eyes darting between them. Emma, I'm going to play you recording. Richard said, and then I'm going to ask you one question. He pressed play. Emma's voice filled the room, laughing about Natasha being pathetic. planning to steal clients, calling the mentorship an investment. Emma's face drained of color. The recording ended. My question is simple, Richard said. Do you have anything to say? Emma's mouth opened and closed. That's taken out of context. Of context? Natasha spoke for the first time, her voice like ice. You documented every mistake I made for 2 years. You sabotaged my projects. You lied to Richard. You were planning to steal our clients and destroy everything I built. What context makes you that okay? Natasha, you don't understand. I was just... You fired, Richard said. Effective, immediately, security will escort you out. Our legal team will be in touch about the non-compete clause you signed and the theft of the property client information. If you contact Nike, Coca-Cola or Delta, we will sue you personally. If you speak to anyone at BBH, we will sue you personally. If you say one word about this company. You can't do this. Emma stood up panicking. I made this division successful. I brought in revenue. Emma was escorted out. Through the glass walls. Natasha watched her performer Prote walk through the office in shame, everyone staring. The next day, Richard called an all-staff meeting. I want to address some recent personal changes, he began. I made a serious error in judgment 6 months ago. I demoted someone based in incomplete and, as it turns out, fabricated information. That room was silent. Natasha Kumar is one of the most talented creative directors in this industry. Her track record speaks for itself. Emma White manipulated me, manipulated this team, and nearly cost us our most important client relationship. He turned to Natasha, who stood beside him. Effective immediately, Natasha is reinstated as creative director. She will also be promoted to executive creative director with a seat on the leadership team and a significant salary increase. The room erupted in applause. Several team members were crying. Monica, Natasha's assistant, was beaming. After the meeting, Richard spoke to Natasha privately. I owe you more than an apology, he said. I should have trusted my instincts. I've known you for 10 years. I should have come to you first. You did what you thought was right, Natasha said graciously. Emma is a master manipulator. She fooled all of us. For what it's worth, Richard said, the board wants to offer you a new title, Chief Creative Officer. You'd oversee all creative divisions globally. Natasha took a breath out to think about it. 3 months later, Natasha was sitting in her new office, even bigger than before. On the executive floor, her assistant brought in the email. One envelope caught her eye. No return address. Inside was a handwriting note. Natasha, you destroyed my career. BBH rescinded their offer when they heard what happened. No agency will hire me. My reputation is ruined. Was your revenge worth it? Emma. Natasha read it once, then dropped it in the shelter. Her phone buzzed. A text from Richard. Nike just signed a 3-year extension. They specifically asked for you. Congratulations, CCO. Natasha smiled and go back to work. Some people deserve second chances. Emma White was not one of them. And Natasha should learn the most valuable lesson of her career. Trust but verify. Mentor but protect yourself. Because in the corporate world, not everyone who smiles at you is your friend. Comment section. Wow, that was intense. Let's see what you think. All think about this ultimate betrayal. Here are top 5 comments. Comment number 5. As someone who's worked in advertising for 20 years, this is exactly how it works. The ambitious one will smile to your face while snapping the vial behind your back. Always protect yourself, always. Comment number 4. The fact that Emma weaponized Natasha's mentorship and maternal feelings is what makes this so dark. Natasha opened her heart, and Emma saw weakness to exploit. Sociopathic behavior. Glad she got what she deserved. Comment number 3. Emma created the document her first week. That means she planned to destroy Natasha from the day one. She studied her, learned from her, all while plotting her downfall. That's not ambition, that's evil. Comment number 2. Here's the lesson. Document everything. Natasha won because she had proof. emails, metadata, recordings. In corporate warfare, evidence is everything. Your word means nothing without receipts. Comment number 1. This story breaks my heart because I'll make you good mentors hesitant to help you along, to help young people. Natasha gave everything to Emma: time, knowledge, connections, love, and Emma used it all as ammunition. This is why mentorship is dying. One Emma ruins it for 100 good mentees. That being said, love that Natasha got her revenge and come back stronger. That's how you play the game.